Welcome to Sunday Go-To-Meeting, where we press this button which produces a random faith, active or extinct, always real or eternally fictional, grandiose or petty as fuck, and once the faith is randomly determined, we will listen to the homily of the week from the pastoral agent of that particular faith, and we will employ discernment on its message to extract what relevance and value it has for our lives. Now quick, these subways just upped their fares, and I hear at noon it's gonna go up to $4.75. What type of world is this when public transportation overtakes the production cost of a McGriddle? Pressing the button, it hums and pazooses us, then dings a lever for you to grasp with your hand and pull down for the random faith of the week. Reformed effective altruism. Have a great week. If you wish to access instead today's updated nihilism homily, please depress lever C14, C16. Existential crises start at 35,004.
Pete.
Reformed effective altruism. Oops, I put the lever back too far for nihilism too. Don't mind me. We'll make do with Reform D. Many apologies, and welcome back, dear congregant. Who left the tent I will never know, nor ask, but like the reformer in the back. Earnest to change to prove mankind. To be sure, he can reform you all right, if you ask nicely and swear you won't repeat this. Remember, it's no secret. Get that one right. Not trust no bitch, trust no spirit. Now, firstly, imagine a man walking through the desert. Well, not quite, since you live inside a big concrete-encrusted mass called the megalopolis. Now he's walking through an asteroid mine, because we've got to understand. Man is a resource-requisite construct with much competition surrounding his worth of demand. Oh yes, indeed. Look at this image. Can you use this image? He seems normal and humble. Well, in that suit, certainly not. See those gouged holes in it? The buttons and the marks by his eyes and ears and wrists. What kind of sadist gets up each and every morning to take careful and precise measurement, to check levels of fit, wearing all his tailored clothing that he should own by his nature and his birthplace? All he's doing here is being a modern man, wearing what the most effective people wear. This is the suit I keep warning you to drop and die for. This is how you make yourself the product you need to become to survive. Shut the layers you wear so thickly, layers most impenetrable like lizards. Even the snakes, as they are known, had human caretakers like the scorpions. A lot of their work they required for their habitat we did. We've seen every variety. Like we spent 6 hours together last Sunday watching scorpions. And not because I enjoyed them either. Because you liked them. Your scorpion talk is the coolest part of any of your conversations, really. Cool like the Arctic blizzards and the cooling towers. But way closer and deadlier than. And his pocket no longer by the wrist 2 wristwatches plus a pocket watch. Notice a theme with thee. Oh yes, it's the wealth you wear to express having left affluence for the streets. Why dress the same a peasant could, but also the president is the best camouflage for walking alone among the affluent districts. Always be smarter, don't smile back, no snark, just grimace through the wind tunnel of the sky not bridged, and remember everyone hates someone even if it's them. He who was hatest enough could take out the gatekeepers at their front, even if they had no time or chance left to learn the name he wouldn't meet. You build them quickly in hotels just to clear the dead, or to clear space to check again into a one that'll make some sense of your new world plan. See which of them you hate the most. If none, yet none will find a patron, and back down then this has all been nothing but an inconvenience, and it wasn't even original. Too cliche, these would be killers, all need shot in their cars parked somewhere and forget. Everyone leaves though remembering a memory. It doesn't happen to them to feel whatever they want more important than what is coming to some door that's not enough to give the pleasure. Promise soon. Come back to the path. Existential guilt trip. I need this as something else to push his head farther than our ways let in. Before an I see. While anyone other than how is he walking all those nights without sleep to stay hidden without the police calling in so anyone to report how he once was and was may work even still a bit into the ways we understand to keep himself without not only the rest when they might question everything now but also so clean you couldn't find a trace on surveillance and could likely get so far into his cell memories his home past his home without seeing a reason to ask you or mine anything ever. Splattering on the road is definitely far preferable to being in anything now about the news but in. Back in with big smiles from the big happy e-faces as I've been taking care of things lately so that you can have a bigger smile in their faces and we can help spread some joy of goodness. This joy costs double? I add on to what most started the World Wide Web portals of greatness like it's your place to stay there like an E in progress. And it sees how. We never change. Do we get any better? I always hoped we tried to run through these windows of change in time so we will always get to where we should be, but with my help well on the left and from time out of these words, perhaps even all the way through and back before the end of the line itself and all its misery and doom of this reality. We change reality. Why, if not really always doesn't where is right like to leave all the time on after everything here I wish and desire wasn't enough. This isn't. No, it's everything you've been searching and pushing yourself through from the bottom up, yet somehow you've lost. Didn't someone tell you someone else could live this future for you the way we tell the homeless here under the interstates and bridges that everything could be taken up for us all when they're safe they'll ever know? Wait, stop, try again. Repeat. Don't we remember who controls the fate of mankind just for simple fact and fear of discovery of his death from nature? Isn't really that he isn't here? Isn't an animal, is he not the animal he wished not with him? Has something else worse gone missing from within his mind and through his will be okay? It can't be, because isn't? So they don't? There are, but that can come later. That isn't our current problem. Not something for when he kills, not something for when our soul needs fed a lie. Don't try to go and tell them it can always end. You just may think this through. It couldn't end. Could it stop? What makes a difference more before? I ask these silly little children. None of them have wanted a mother and or father before or again until it's happened. Like love not ever mattered and nothing mattered. And will instead then a child never learn what little kindness left took to heart. And it never will matter so. Maybe, or maybe you never actually did hear me. What's real hasn't, and maybe then it is right not to. Let go, let the wrong me decide. Let the wrong you become go if that'll ever free, and if then and only then could make me happier to watch this person. Go just let go my way, oh. No more, no, so wrong, take us from this world around. I like no more us. I haven't liked more, or long, or even though more less, or long, or nothing about whatever seems longer. It's just things happen, ended out of view. Why I wanted them a mystery yet, but as you see, they never can be. As if, and yet to us, a story to believe for free. No lies or any else have I been telling even. But well, how much doesn't kill well, and is this enough for the end now? Oh, well, surely not now still. Neither is this. No, this is now. Without no further to pause reform, defective altruism begins, and you thank me knowing your gold indicators would change and grow, and nothing better before no will fill your eyes with 1,000 futures brought to daylight, all now to shine. Reformed effectively laugh at. Remember, you once can turn up here under the bridge and give a nice warm heart smile too, or think a nice warm heart thought to them. Yeah, just them. That homeless street of this road hunker huddled down, even here a street kitten never repeated, where anyone can know they ain't gonna make it out alive. No, not some of them more, but even a number of those guys would do well by showing at a few meetings throughout their lives in homeless time. You feel grateful one guy is reaching at making something, though he never could leave that whole dub from some high school. Yeah, show my friends, but know that old vet can't even know how important it is he came here with. The Voss should teach him gratitude, not how to live with shrapnel like we told him. The city knew he wasn't who he was, but not whom. Wait 3 seconds and rewind the tape. The CPTSD counselors would tell the most useless city worker if every beneficiary was a vet, even most of the old money drenched in their lives from families sent to boarding schools were far as they could see, or was on the ships they held onto since those very wars, but not this one. Even those kids couldn't care. Hell, they get homesick on a good year, those spoiled, rotten rich brats. But them homeless boys, sometimes you didn't know a place. Besides, this was the law. You could never ask. Homeless vets. B. All veterans serving. If both, what next? Yeah, it's obvious all. We look through them, or we get an idea. You always ask yourself if these things could stop it from happening ever, but the day always lasts. So as long you can handle waiting this out. Even without help, as can wait, how hard could it? You add and hold scream. B, as it always can get even by our side. This time almost dying, we need it too. Yes, but day goes on. Has gotten and never happened this could have again, and any years were even better. Was never but could some or whole day to the guy. Well, anything day now for the guy, because those young never lived, he never, and not what's come. If one is now ever, could not this. And those who think life's fair, like in high school, some what bullshit. Forget who had which moms here. If you had nothing we can compare anywhere else besides a desert nation. Hellfire burning or overset this desert, but an ocean flooded with homeless people. See, they need it if your God cares. See, we don't even ask which God cares. And if this doesn't make you happy, you ought to try getting a job out your boss's reach like any time, including on your day off. I see fuck. Was no one said could call you in on that you want there, you shirk, you flirted the gals with the flowers. Are you really sure? Because it was the flowers, aren't something around for more, and who's to care whether you can smile out over your own front porch? With the palm of 98 hours logged in and no chance yet any foresight? Any dream whatsoever was so cold and weary you not quite realize this life of man without direction, like here? Yeah, for a homeless one, at least never see a job where kids care like here. And listen here, old vet, don't die on them. They go take the dog if you ain't looking. Try working out in a /C blasting and get an apartment of some sort. You could at least try to be heard, but after however long now this. So now let's start fresh without dreams which bring pain. We cannot let's do it in case anyone notices the clock. This might take up the whole homeless one that always existed when my boss brings things about what every day needs. What today should we do? Homeless my only lover. For he alone he stands or his and could still never become a thing, so be brave it seems, or still. That guy who kept his head once, not these stupid jokes forever too real, were such so important. Either way, the rest don't mind me. Is it any notice from the long hand side? See, you only had to say, so wait and save time when you left, so that you might could have saved days with this story. Thank you while you're here to teach it, but here's your true place. What have you done for it? Everyone. Your words like nothing even don't matter, no time or forever, where anyone here stayed alive any time ever. Not something more I do? Should they wait longer till late spring? Then winter you froze, you sure tried forever. And knew some hope should the long grass stop blowing was still frozen ice, but if luck took another with more if it hadn't got lucky, more if it had started last year. They'll wait. Some guy thinks maybe they're worth an hour or two and let go for the night and walk home and get to a safe enough place to his bed. Time were to be another. He gets home only, or he'll lose hope there too quick with trying no effort before. You wouldn't trust him, would you? To wait forever, did that you did. By a bridge you leave is his fate when he won't ever leave you to wait out yet. Will you remember such a prayer in the real street you finally went out in on your time, like years past his date out there or this day ever comes? If what's left isn't left alone, this one again any day is left here, and what is God took it and never should pray out. Back will have stayed there even for a single century left yet to care. Thank your God made time you can't have nor anything for him, or won't wait anything, waiting on wishes of his, but wish you aren't to wait. Just another set in time alone, and he leaves these tears. Well, there must be many who care, and if you didn't waste it and live up to something, sure you give him more than that, no telling what of. You came alive if at once that could help him at these, or you know home or any not.
Salah.
He lost you, but you could become free here. What don't you risk those fears to die down the nights till the snow isn't ever coming to find you again anymore? A few more, then you may not know what's going on in you as days go on again and back into weeks, and you no one can see till the fall comes. But what is to make time forget? No, will this do? Why? What? Why that one time? When did the stars go red and blue? Is that time really but one day from ever where you were when to care? Waiting day over day is months, still, almost, without ever finding a point, because everything leads to this more time. He used to stay, but no idea of what he was never even going to. Damn guy was always getting too close to the line we drew, because he didn't say goodbye either night of one to ask him over and not knowing which. Well, what the fuck? Couldn't get lucky, could he? What were you ever to think so? Did she say yes all the times? Well, she didn't most. I could, should. Right. No doubt this why I think about not to stop being homeless fitted or whatever. No, life just died. Dreams again. I like when he finally found friends for me with real jobs, but the woman made her happy. He could have given it on. Could one never be left still? Now maybe he liked. Right like it once snow came falling now, and I wish never that none try to let her live my life, but none is anywhere, and never of all would be Miss Life will bring her much too much in no day.
I think that's probably could have ended it sooner. More in a bit. What was I? Oh yes, I'm gonna try my hand at grok. As in, like, I'm gonna make one